Chapter 4, Lesson 1, Estimate Products of Fractions. You will be able to estimate the products of fractions. You have already used compatible numbers to estimate quotients. You can also use compatible numbers to estimate products. Estimate 1/4 times 13. When we're talking compatible numbers, you want a number, your whole number, compatible with your denominator. So 13 is closest to which multiple of 4? And remember, you want the closest one. Well, 12 is close to 13, and 12 is compatible with 4. 12 is a multiple of 4. So really what we're doing here is 1/4 times 12. Now, 12 we want written as a fraction, so we're going to put it over 1. Any whole number as a fraction is over 1. From here to multiply fractions, we multiply across. 1 times 12 is 12. 4 times 1 is 4. Our last step here is to reduce this. Now, fractions are the same thing as division. So really this is 12 divided by 4, which is 3. Letter B. Estimate 2/5 of 11. What number is closest to 11 that's a multiple of 5? That would be 10. So we are doing 2/5 times 10. And again, we want that over 1 to make it a fraction. Multiply across. 2 times 10 is 20. And your denominators, 5 times 1 is 5. Fractions are division, so 20 divided by 5 is 4. Estimate 1/5 of 16. I want a multiple of 5 that's the closest to 16. That would be 15. So we are doing 1/5 times 15, again putting it over 1. 15 times 1 is 15, and 5 times 1 is 5. Fractions are division, so 15 divided by 5 is 3. Letter D. Estimate 5/6 of 13. I want a multiple of 6 that's closest to 13, and that would be 12. So 5 over 6 times 12 over 1. Multiply your numerators. 5 times 12 is 60, and 6 times 1 is 6 for your denominator. Fractions are division. 60 divided by 6 equals 10. Letter E. Estimate 3/4 of 23. A multiple of 4 that's closest to 23 is 24. So 3/4 times 24 and put it over 1. 24 times 3, I'm going to do off to the side here. 3 times 4 is 12, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 72. So our numerator is 72. Our denominator, 4 times 1 is 4. And again, fractions are division, so 72 divided by 4. 4 goes into 7 once. Minus 4 is 3. Bring down the 2. 4 into 32, 8 times. Minus 32 is 0. So 72 divided by 4 is 18. Letter F. Estimate 1/8 times 15. Compatible numbers would be 8 and 16. So we have 1/8 times 16 over 1. Multiply your numerators. 1 times 16 is 16. And your denominators, 8 times 1 is 8. Fractions are division, so 16 divided by 8 is 2. Estimate 2/5 of 26. My compatible numbers would be 5 and 25. So 2/5 times 25 over 1. 2 times 25 is 50 for your numerator. And your denominator, 5 times 1 is 5. And fractions are division, so 50 divided by 5 is 10. Letter H. Estimate 1/4 of 21. 4 is closest to, or 4's compatible number is 20, and 20 is closest to 21. So 1/4 times 20 over 1 equals, your numerators, 1 times 20 is 20, and your denominators, 4 times 1 is 4. Fractions are division. 20 divided by 4 is 5. If the numerator of a fraction between 0 and 1 is almost as large as the denominator, round up. If the numerator is much smaller than the denominator, round down. So here we're going to multiply fractions, of course, by estimating, and we're either going to say 0, 1/2, or 1. So for example, if you had 7/8, that 7 and 8 are really close together, the numerator and denominator, so we would say that's really close to 1. With 1/8, 1 and 8 are very far apart, therefore we'd say 1/8 is closest to 0. And 5/8, it's right in the middle, because half of 8 is 4, and that's pretty close to 5, so we would round that to 1/2. And then we're going to multiply. So for example, letter A, estimate 1/3 times 7/9. Well, 1/3 is pretty far away, so I would estimate that to be 0 times. 7/9 is pretty close. 7 and 9 are pretty close together, so I would say that's closest to 1. And 0 times 1 is 0. Remember, anything times 0 is 0. Letter B, estimate 1/9 times 4/5. 1/9 is closest to 0, and 4/5 is closest to 1. So 0 times 1 again is 0. Estimate 5/8 times 9/10. 5/8. Now, half of 8 is 4. 5 is pretty close, so I would say that's close to 1/2. And 9/10, it's only 1 away, so that's really close to 1. And 1/2 times 1 is 1/2. Letter D, 5/6 is pretty close to 1, and 9/10 is also close to 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Estimate 5/6 times 1/9. 5 over 6 is close to 1 times 1/9 is closest to 0. 1 times 0 is 0. Letter F, estimate 1/5 times 8/9. 1/5 is close to 0. 8/9 is close to 1. Multiply them together, and you get 0. Now this is a little tricky because we have mixed numbers here. So we cannot forget about our 6 and our 4, our whole numbers. So 6 would come down, and 2/3 is really close to 1. So I'm just going to put a 1 there for now. And over here, 1/5 is really close to 0. So really what we're going to do with our whole number and our estimated number is add them together. So 6 plus 1 is 7. So 6 2/3, we really want to know, is it closer to 6 or 7? Well, it's closer to 7 times. 4 1/5, 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 1/5 is closest to 4. So when you have mixed numbers, think to yourself, is it closest to 6 or 7? And this one, is it closest to 4 or 5? And we figure that out by looking at our fraction. So 7 times 4 is 28. Let's do another example. Letter H. We have 24 1/6 and 9 2/3. 1/6 is pretty close to 0, so I would say that the 24 stays the same. Over here, 2/3 is pretty close to 1, so I'm going to add 1 to 9 and say this is pretty close to 10. So 9 2/3 is close to 10. 24 times 10 is 240. Now, if you take a look here, let me show you another method. If we take a look at a number line, okay, we have the number 24 1/6. So here's 24, and here's 25. If we break this into 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 24 1/6 would be here. Is it closer to 24 or 25? It's closest to 24. Let me show you with 9 2/3. So we have 9 and 10. We have to break it up into thirds. So this would be 1/3, 2/3, and of course 3/3. 9 2/3 is over here, and it's closest to 10. Therefore, we rounded it up to 10. So if it helps, take a look at a number line to help you decide how to round it.